Imagine you're lying in a hospital bed in the 1990s. The lights are dimmed, the hallway is quiet, and the only sound is the rhythmic hiss-click of your heart monitor. You're supposed to be safe. You're supposed to be healing. Then the door creaks open. The shadow in the scrub suit. A man steps into the sliver of light from the hallway. His name is Charlie, and he's wearing the crisp white uniform of a nurse. He doesn't say a word. He doesn't check your chart. He just walks over to your IV line with a syringe hidden in his palm. Charlie was a night crawler. While the rest of the world slept, he moved through the wards of New Jersey and Pennsylvania like a ghost. He didn't use a knife or a gun. He used digoxin, a heart medication that, in the right dose, turns into a silent poison. Sometimes he wouldn't even wait to see who his victim was. He'd sneak into the darkened supply rooms and inject the poison into random IV bags. He was playing a sick game of hospital roulette, leaving those bags like landmines for whatever unsuspecting nurse or patient reached for them the next morning. The dying accusations. Here is the part that will keep you awake tonight. The victims knew. Before the medication stopped their hearts, some patients actually pointed at him. They gasped out warnings to their families, telling them that the creepy nurse had done something to their tubes. But who listens to a confused, sedated patient in the middle of the night? His coworkers knew too. They called him the Angel of Death. Some nurses were so terrified of him that they flat out refused to work his shift. They saw the way people seemed to die whenever Charlie was on duty. They saw the way he'd hover around coding patients with a strange, blank look on his face. The great betrayal. You'd think the hospitals would have stopped him, right? But this is where the story turns into a real nightmare. Every time a hospital grew suspicious, the managers looked at their bank accounts instead of their patients. They realized that if they called the police, they'd be sued for millions. So they did something arguably more evil. They stayed silent. They would fire Charlie for minor paperwork errors and give him a neutral recommendation. Then they'd watch him walk out the front door, knowing full well he was headed to the hospital in the next town over to do it all again. The body count. This went on for 16 years, across 12 different hospitals. When the law finally caught up to him in 2003, Charlie confessed to 40 murders. He could remember the names and the faces of 29 people in chilling detail. But investigators? They believe the real number is closer to 400. The reason we will never know the true names of those other 300 victims is because the hospitals lost the records. They shredded the evidence. They buried the truth along with the bodies.